My name is Matt Schloneger, and I teach voice here at Friends University. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here this evening to enjoy a wonderful, fun evening of opera. The show is just a little under an hour long. It's just one act. And normally I don't come out to say anything before the show, but I did want to say that tonight's show is free, and we're glad that you're all here. But if you feel so inclined as you leave this evening, there's a basket out there that you can place a donation in. Ones are fives, or we are in Benjamin Franklin's time. That's a possibility as well. But however you feel led after this evening's performance to help support the ongoing work of this department at Opera here at Friends University. Thank you so much, and enjoy the show.
Naming you Impresario and General Manager of the Court Theatre for the coming season!
I don't believe it. Anyway, it's too late. I've already made up my mind to retire to the country and farm.
Mr. Scruples, I expected you to be so happy!
Happy? My application has been subjected to such endless delays that my cash, my credit, my enthusiasm, and my patience are exhausted. I am sick and tired of all the intrigues and jealousies that plague an impresario. I repeat, I am turning farmer.
Don't I know how you feel? I too have known frustration. However, if you will assign me a few suitable roles, I will gladly shoulder all your burdens.
My dear Bluff, you are a good fellow, but we have been through this all before. If I were to allow you to sing, the public would butcher us both. Besides, I have in mind a season of classical drama, which, God be praised, requires no singers.
But Mr. Scruples, the Minister of Education has decreed the entire season be devoted to opera.
Opera? A ridiculous Italian disease that won't last.
How
Opera involves too much extravagant expense.
That may have been true 30 years ago, but today opera can be produced quite economically.
What about all the singers which opera requires?
The up-to-date Impresario engages 3 kinds. Fallen stars, whose fees have shrunk with their range. The public will take anything from a famous name.
That is one kind.
Then there are those beginners whose shortcomings will be to your credit. Since you are giving native talent a patriotic cast, you pay them nothing.
I suppose the third group pays me.
Naturally, there are those more blessed with the goods of this world than with talent or voice.
So that actually, the low fees of your fallen stars will be paid for by the rich amateurs. The singers will cost me nothing.
On the contrary, they should bring you in a handsome profit.
My dear Bluff, what kind of operas could one mount with singers recruited by such distasteful, not to say dishonest means?
The very best. Those authentic masterpieces which require more acting of a singer than singing.
What about the costumes, the scenery, the lighting, the mob scenes?
Nothing simpler. Announce that you're going to modernize opera to achieve a sense of intimate communication. You eliminate mob scenes.
A splendid way to shorten a lengthy work.
To highlight the hidden meanings and introspective conflicts, we dispense with the scenery and play everything before black drapes.
That eliminates the designers and the painters.
And most of the stagehand. To promote the utmost realism, we'll play everything in modern dress, no costume.
And no legs.
And to intensify the atmospheric moods, we will use very little light. This is desirable for most singers and will save us a pretty penny each week in wax candles. What do you say to these ideas, Mr. Scruples?
I say they are deeply repugnant to everything I have believed and fought for in the theater. Decidedly, I prefer to be a farmer than to become a party to such an utter degradation of good taste.
Good taste is just an expression forever on the lips of those who cannot bring themselves to swallow it.
Are you seriously suggesting that I stoop to buying success?
Is there a surer way? Oh, Mr. Scruples, if you only realized what my father had to go through to make his restaurant pay, you would realize that you can only afford to list foie gras and truffles on your bill of fare as long as your kitchen is pushing out sausages and sauerkrauts.
My poor Bluff, you yourself don't believe half of what you're saying. If you really were the rascal you sounded like, I'd urge you to forget your singing career, which you should do anyway, and take over my position, though not my name.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Scruples. However, I think I am truly an artist at heart, and I feel that I could best serve you on the stage.
Der Vogel fähige, wenn ich ja still
I see you don't.
Cheer up, Bluff, since it doesn't make the slightest difference what either of us think. We have not enough credit to print the tickets, let alone undertake an entire season.
I know things look very dark, Mr. Scruples, but there's a potential dawn just waiting outside. Mr. Angel has been waiting to see you for the past quarter of an hour.
Mr. Angel? The Viennese banker? That stage-struck haunter of soprano dressing rooms? What could he want?
I can guess. He was at the ministry when your license was issued and came over to see you at once. I'll show him in, but please, Mr. Scruples, don't be too hasty.
My dear director, Salzburg is indeed fortunate in its choice of an impresario. I rather envy you, you know.
I don't see why you should, but thank you just the same.
Because it just so happens that I need your help. And if I were you, I could simply help myself.
But what can I do for you, Mr. Angel?
Quite a lot, Mr. Scruples, quite a lot. Between men of the world and of business, preliminaries are a waste of time, so I'll come right to the point.
Mr. Scruples, Mr. Angel's coming to the point.
Thank you, Bluff. Pray do, Mr. Angel.
You might be aware that for quite some time now, I have maintained a rather close relationship with one of the lyric stage's brightest ornaments, Madame Goldentrill.
The Madame Goldentrill? Such singers are not heard of anymore. Truly magnificent. I remember her debut in Budapest 30 years ago. She recently retired, I remember.
Ah, yes, and, no, if you take my meaning. Confidentially, I had hoped that the amenities which I have been so privileged to provide would help her forget the stage, but Madame apparently misses the excitement and is determined to make a whole series of farewell performances.
I see, and she would like to appear with this company.
It is a pleasure to chat with such a perceptive man. You should have been in business. To be candid, my life with Madame would not be worth living unless you engage her. It would be worth a great deal to me, I can assure you.
The truth is that, problems of repertoire.
What Mr. Scruples needs, Mr. Angel, is that the repertoire which Madame would naturally wish to occur is beyond the resources of our company.
But I said it would be worth a great deal to me, 10,000 crowns to be precise. But of course, Madame realizes that it must be quite some time since you have heard her, and that malicious tongues are never idle, so she is in fact prepared to audition for you and is waiting downstairs in her carriage. I shall go and fetch her.
I'm afraid that...
What Mr. Scruples needs, Mr. Angel, is that this room is hardly suitable acoustically for an artist of Madame Goldentrill's enormous vocal power. Why? However, if Madame will overlook this minor inconvenience, I'm sure Mr. Scruples will be happy to hear her and renew a precious friendship.
Are you insane? Never in my life have I accepted money from a singer, and I don't propose to start now.
Please do not be angry, Mr. Scruples. I only wish for you to have your season for which you have worked so hard. 10,000 crowns is a fortune that would permit you to redeem Madame Goldentrill's performances. With artistic productions of artistic masterpieces that are so obscure, nobody wants to hear them.
But my principles, my ideals, my reputation. Oh, let me go to my farm before she arrives.
You would only collide with her on the stairs. No, Mr. Scruples. It is to the purpose to which money is put, not its source, which is important. Our church is not built with the offerings of sinners.
Perhaps, but not all sinners are singers.
Naughty, naughty, naughty boy. I know you've been in Salzburg at least 6 months, and you never came to call.
Forgive me, my dear lady,
My
but
dear, you must not hold it against the good from Scruples, who has been incredibly busy arranging all the conflicting details of a brilliant season.
What Mr. Scruples means, madam, is that he's been meaning to pay you a visit at least 100 times. Why, only yesterday he was wondering if he could induce you to lend luster to our season.
I'm sure he was. We've always been such friends. And who are you, may I ask?
permit me to present my assistant and colleague, Mr. Bluff, madam.
Your assistant and a colleague? How nice! Such an intelligent expression.
Oh, thank you, madam. May I have your autograph?
Why, of course. There. Now, I shall sing for you. I want you to hear how my voice has developed in the upper register with I'm losing one of those dark, lustrous, pear-shaped tones for which my lower range is so famous.
I could not dream of asking an artist of your reputation to audition, madam.
Oh, nonsense! Aren't we all professionals? I insist. Now just sit back and prepare to be amazed.
Madam, words fail me.
Unapproachable, my dear.
What a voice! What a musician! What art!
Why, Mr. Bluff, how nice. I see you are a connoisseur. Now, Mr. Scruples, you have heard what I can do, and as my contribution to your success in Salzburg, I am willing to accept all the dramatic leads and be content with a mere pittance
crowns. But madam, my circumstances...
Scruples, please. It's Mr. Angel's money. But I wouldn't pay 500 crowns for the great Castrato Baronet.
What Mr. Scruples means, madam, is that he can hardly think of money in comparison with art such as yours.
My dear director, the delicacy of your sentiments more than makes up for the modesty of your offer. I am happy to appear as prima donna assoluta of your distinguished company. You are a shrewd bargainer.
Yes, yes, of course. Now, my dear, you will just wait for me in your carriage. I shall quickly draw up the contract with Mr. Scruples. Perhaps then he and Mr. Bluff can join us for a little celebration.
Yes, madam, artists such as yourself should not bore themselves with business details.
But what is there to discuss? Or celebrate?
Oh, these gentlemen are quite right. I find business discussions too sordid for words. I hope you won't be too long, so I shall just say au revoir.
My dear Scruples, what a difference this is going to make in my life.
And in mine.
You have been so understanding and so helpful that I am emboldened to ask another favor.
Mr. Scruples is more than happy to be of service, Mr. Angel. Please, speak freely, do.
Thank you. I shall. I have no idea how this came about. I happen to have a protege, a very young lady, who has not yet appeared on stage, but who possesses the most remarkable aptitudes.
Do you mean to say that you are associating with two singers at once? I would think one was enough.
Mr. Angel is a true patron of the arts.
Let us put it this way. I am as fascinated with Madame Goldentrill's past as I am with Miss Silverpeal's future.
They both appear to have a distinct bearing on my immediate present.
Mr. Scruples, you are the soul of tactful wit. And now that you have strengthened my position with Madame, you should make me so happy if you should do the same with Miss Silverpeal.
Why don't you just build a theater of your own?
What Mr. Scruples means, Mr. Angel, is that finances have a way of just leaping right over the moon when an impresario engages two singers in the same company.
Mr. Bluff, just what is your position in this company? You sound to me like the proctor. Of course, you are quite right. Forgive me my little joke, but the same holds true with my relations with the two ladies. I understand this so clearly that I am prepared to advance a further 15,000 crowns.
Advance, Mr. Angel?
I mean, donate. What could I be thinking of?
Do I understand you correctly, Mr. Angel, that you are prepared to pay 25,000 crowns to guarantee the engagements of these two ladies?
Precisely. And you can keep any profits. Mine will come from cheating my heirs and the tax collectors.
But surely there must be some other conditions tied to such a princely offer.
My dear director, you have me all wrong. I only want help. I believe that people are entitled to opera, and it is up to persons like myself to see that they get it.
There, you see, Mr. Scruples?
Of course, I shall expect a modest voice in the general policy of the theater.
There, you see, Mr. Bluff?
I've always wanted to be an impresario, and you'll find that I have splendid ideas about repertory, the vernacular, staging, conducting, casting, directing, secret gardens, symphonies of spring, and cultural showmanship.
I would never have guessed, Mr. Angel.
My business cases is my speciality. Us financiers know a good deal about such things, believe me. Sure, I have no time to bother with art or music, but I know what the people want, and I know merchandising.
Then you obviously know much more than I do.
I wouldn't say that, my dear director. But to get back to Miss Silverpeal, she's waiting in her carriage. I shall go and fetch her, and then you can judge for yourself if I have an eye for talent.
She's sitting in the carriage with Madame Goldentrill? Congratulations, you are either a Turk or else a born impresario who could certainly give us all lessons.
Don't be silly, my dear lad. Of course not. She has her own carriage, and they both have their own everything else besides. Now you can see why I was so quick to grasp the point about the double expense. I'll be right back.
Mr. Scruples, you must admit that our prospects look considerably brighter. An hour ago we had no money, and now we have 25,000 crowns, and much more where that came from.
True, but this only makes my farm seem more attractive. This whole enterprise is looking less and less like an opera company and more like...
Now, Mr. Scruples, don't say it.
I suppose with all the crowns flying about you'll want to raise. Not that I blame you.
As your right-hand man, I could do very well for myself indeed. There are so many sources of revenue for a man in my position. However, not all are entirely ethical. But I would be reluctant to act upon them if you would go as clear as to augmenting my income by assigning me a few suitable roles at modest fees.
My dear Bluff, that would be the greatest fraud of all. What a pair we are. You haven't the nerve to carry out your bluffs, and I seem to have lost the courage of my scruples.
Gentlemen, here is Miss Silverpeal, and let me assure you that her voice matches her form. Can I say more?
If I may say so, gentlemen, Mr. Angel does not exaggerate, as you can plainly see, and as you shall clearly hear.
What presence! What temperament! What looks!
And what refreshing modesty.
Meeting taken, nehme ich doch
fall within your proper professional province?
I meant no offense, Mr. Angel. I was carried away.
I must admit, Mr. Angel, I was most favorably impressed. Miss Silverpeal, in spite of your lack of previous experience, I am prepared to offer you a contract. I will start you off with lesser roles and pay you 250 crowns a week.
250 crowns a week? I have never been so insulted. Those are scullery maids' wages.
My congratulations, Mr. Angel. Your kitchens must be sumptuous.
I know my worth, and I refuse to be cheated by unscrupulous impresarios. If you want me in your company, you will have to give me the comedy lead, and 750 crowns a week, and a backstage maid!
In that case, let me
Well, Mr. Scruples means, my dear. Good heavens, now I'm doing it too. What I need to say, my love, though, it's most unusual. I shall try to persuade my good friend Mr. Scruples to give you all the comedy leads and 750 crowns a week. But I'll provide the maid.
So you'll provide the maid? Charming! So this is why I was to wait downstairs while you arranged for this little turnip to get more than was offered to me?
Pray calm yourself, madam. It's quite simple.
Yes, my dear, I can explain everything. I was just finishing your contract with Mr. Scruples when this young lady arrived to audition for the soubrette parts. As Mr. Scruples values my judgment, he begged me to stay and give him my opinion. That's all there is to it. Isn't that right, Mr. Scruples?
Mr. Angel, do you happen to know whether music can stimulate chickens to lay more eggs?
Really? My dear fellow, what are you talking about?
The most progressive farmers seem to agree that music has a most favorable effect on a cow's production of milk. So I was wondering whether the same might not be true of chickens. Eggs, not milk, of course.
Speaking of chickens, you haven't explained about the 750 crowns a week. I'm waiting.
My dear, it's perfectly obvious. I only backed up this young lady's demands so I could get your fee raised in proportion.
Mr. Scruples, I've always understood that you do your business, but do I need to point out that this amateur has no experience, no technique, and no method? I think it's flexibility. Explains my versatility. My leading role requires some soul and breath control. I've had the very best instruction, but lately not in voice production.
Although aroused to
My voice has great agility. Your
When artists stoop to remove distinction, they harm the art they should protect.
I quite agree with your instincts. I might be greedy. I think that one expects that youth should treat an artist well object. But granting your
Or mention things I know. I know the best intention.
She rings beginner,
And often have the worst effect.
yet I'm the winner. I toy with your consent. She likes the good pleading. I do it to show respect. Shall really come in a great dinner? Just a broken down all round your durability, reliability. You're out of fashion. I give the passion. And then action. Stay torturing. I would advise her not to cast your impossibility.
Pianissimo.
Proving your futility, your ability. Tis I,
Marcando.
the winner.
Pianissimo, pianissimo, pianissimo.
Well, what do you say of my handling of that discussion?
Frankly, Mr. Angel, I paid very little attention. In fact, the entire squabble filled me with the overwhelming nostalgia for my peaceful barnyard.
I settled who's prima donna of this company. Did you notice my staccato F? My high sustained E flat? Flat? Yes. High E? Never. I don't know who you are or what you are doing, but I am the leading comedian of this company, and I am being paid no less than 750 crowns a week. Well, let me tell you, I am the leading tragedian of this company, and I am being paid no less than you, whatever that is, or whoever you are. I am being out of Goldentrill. Never heard of her. Obviously before my time.
We settle this on a business basis. Why not agree to pay both ladies 1,000 crowns a week and give them both star billing and agree to print their names in larger type than those of the director and the composers?
Larger than the conductors and all the tragic leads. Larger than the directors and all the comic leads.
Oh, that settles it. Now we just need to drop the contract. What do you say to my methods?
I must say that I get a certain type of results. But before we sign any contracts, I wish to make an announcement. I am doing what I have dreamed of doing for years. I am resigning my position as impresario of this or of any other company.
You're joking!
Not at all. I am retiring to my farm in the country to produce nothing but a series of tranquil pastorals.
No! You would desert us? Leave us in the lurch?
By no means. I hereby appoint my trusted colleague of many years, Mr. Bluff, as my successor.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Scruples, for your confidence. However, all of this has made me realize that I deserve to be on the stage, and I'd be much happier there than in the administrative offices, at least until I retire as a singer.
I was afraid of that.
So, my first act as impresario is to engage myself as the leading buffo baritone for the new season. My last act is to appoint Mr. Angel as the new Impresario, effective immediately.
I knew my confidence in you was not mistaken. Bravo.
Well, this does take me quite by surprise. But to a businessman, opera provides no real challenge. Once I have the company on a business basis, I should be able to run it easily in my spare time.
Mr. Scruples, we will miss your broad experience.
Miss Silverpeal, you are best proof that experience is superfluous.
What would art and music do without men like you? Opera needs you, Mr. Scruples.
Do not worry about art or music, madam, for they have endured for centuries, generally in spite of, not because of individuals.
Opera will again, as in the past, have good and bad impresarios, but quacks cannot destroy medicine any more than false prophets can discredit religion. And so, madam, opera occasionally loses skirmishes, but it invariably wins the battle for survival. And so, my friends, I must bid you a very good day, and I wish you the success you so richly deserve.
My dear colleagues, we shall try to maintain those high standards to which my distinguished, yet not immediate, predecessor dedicated his life.
Hear, hear.
However, from this moment on, I shall not tolerate any infractions of the business-like basis. Nobody took Mr. Scruples' repeated threats of retirement seriously. But let me tell you, should I retire, my backing will accompany me. Where will all you be then?
Mr. General Manager, permit me to be the first to offer my wholehearted cooperation. I will gladly accept any roles that you deem suitable, and you will find my managerial advice invaluable.
Mr. Angel, I agree with Mr. Bluff. I am quite prepared to undertake such lesser parts as my inexperience may dictate. With full salary and top billing, of course. And I assume no one would dream of asking me to sing minor roles. However, I am willing to limit myself to 2 farewell appearances this year, naturally with 1,000 crowns a week and star status for the whole season.
It is truly inspiring how putting art on a business basis can calm the most discordant of arguments.
Let us toast to the indispensable man, the impresario, whoever he may be.
Past,
Present.
and future.
The impresario.
Every artist strives for glory, and that extra burden gone. But toiling not for applause, intoxicates us all. It is still the same old story, doubtless
Yeah.